KON'CHA! Hey everyone, my name is Colby and I'm here to show you around Asakusa. We're on the side of the Sumida River, right in front of the Asahi building, which I'm really looking forward to going to today to have a nice cold drink. And what people call the golden poop actually. So I'm really excited to check this out and show you guys around. Right over here, it's the Thunder Gate, and it's really hard to miss with its huge lantern. And this gate leads right up to Sensoji Temple. A really awesome first stop once you get out of the station in Asakusa is actually the Asakusa Tourist Culture Information Center. While it doesn't look so hot right now because it's under construction, it's a really pretty building actually. And what's really cool about it is that on the 8th floor there's a viewing deck. In Tokyo, outlets and Wi-Fi can be kind of hard to find, so this place has them both. So you can get a good view right out of the station and charge up your phone. Now we're here on Hoppy Street. And I'd be lying if I told you that one of my favorite things about Japan wasn't the drinking culture. So what's really cool about here is day drinking, honestly. They start opening around 12, and they have a lot of these tent shops, which if you come to Japan, you really gotta try these kind of like half indoor, outdoor drinking dining experiences. They're really cool. And all of these shops serve hoppy, which is a kind of a drink that sort of died down in the 80s, where they would, a lot of people couldn't afford a beer. It was an expensive drink at the time, so they would drink just the malt straight, and there was very little alcohol content, and it kind of died down as they hit their economic miracle and beer became more and more cost-effective to produce. So now they kind of do it as a hipstery retro kind of thing where they just mix it with shochu. Here we have Hanayashiki amusement park, which actually opened as a flower park, hana meaning flower in Japanese, and it opened in 1853, so it's super old, and it reopened as an amusement park with much more attractions and rides. So it's got a really old kind of wartimey vibe to it that you really can't find nowadays in Japan. So just outside of Sensoji Temple, you can find this place, Nishisando, which is super cool, one, because of its cypress wood floorings, and two, because of all the really neat stuff you can find, like these yukata and other really cool trinkets like katakanas and Edo period stuff. And if you're a sucker for ukiyo-e and kabuki art like me, there's lots of really neat stuff to find over here. They have custom vending machines with koi and other things painted on them like that. So this place is a really cool little cove outside of the temple to check out. So this here is melon pan, which is melon bread, and it's a really common snack in Japan. And it's really good, and it's just kind of like a sweet bread. In the summer it's really good with like kind of, they make this kind of ice cream sandwich with it. Just around the temple ground, I'm here at Tokyo Bon, and I'm going to check out the samurai experience. And so, I gotta play some dress up. So after plenty of arduous training at Tokyo Bon, they'll give you an award ceremony and a certificate that says you completed your samurai training. So I got my matcha gelato from Suzukien, and this shop claims to have the richest matcha gelato in the world, so we'll see for ourselves. It's really thick, really dark green. Imagine like 80% dark cacao chocolate, but if it was green and tasted like Lipton. So I'm here at Yadoroku, the onigiri master Yosuke. I'm going to try, he's famous for these onigiri, and he's the third generation here at this restaurant making Michelin star grade onigiri, and it is the quintessential lunchtime food in Japan. So Yadoroku is the oldest onigiri shop in Tokyo, so it's got a lot of history behind it. Itadakimasu. That's good. So the nori is really crispy, but it's not like break in half cheap nori that kind of crackles and almost shatters when you eat it. This is like a crunch to it, but it's still like a warm wrapping around this really well balanced like salted rice and a really good quality fish in the middle. Salmon actually is what we ordered. So definitely the best onigiri I've had. From up here on the 22nd floor, there's a really good view of Tokyo Skytree right here. You can see the tracks and the Sumida River and the sweeping view of Tokyo City, and it seems like it goes on forever and ever. We were actually over here earlier today at Sensoji. You can see the temple and the reflection of the water. And during the winter, there's actually a really clear view of Mount Fuji. So in Japan, there's a couple major beers, and up here in the Asahi building, they serve Asahi. After a long day of walking around, it's really nice to rest your feet and just take a look at the seemingly endless, super dense city that is Tokyo. And you can see so many districts from up here, it's ridiculous. It's so bright, it's so cluttered. And it's nice to drink a glass while you're up here too. In Tenbo, there's some really cool streets over here. Like we have they're selling lots of Edo period stuff like kimono and other trinkets and stuff that with artwork from that era. This is Asakusa Menchi, super popular minced pork meat. Lots of onions in here. Oh my god, that's so good. So just outside of Sensoji Table, there's lots of cool stuff to check out. And right when we're on the street over there, if you just come over here just a little bit, you can find Orange Street. You can see this street is named the way its color is. It kind of looks like a track and feels kind of oddly fitting for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Over here, there's lots of cool shops and Asakusa only goods that you can get. Lots of nice treats and little things. And often you can see the 𝗔𝗦𝗔𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗏 riding around here, which are kind of like horse carriages, but just replace the horse with strong Japanese men built like a horse. So traveling can be pretty harsh on the pockets, so I know people are kind of skeptical of sushi when it comes to its price, but here on Sushi Odori, you can find it pretty cheap, and I hear it's pretty good. So I understand if sushi is not really your thing, or if you can't eat it for whatever reason, but in Japan there's a lot of other snacks. And if you like fried chicken, Japan has this amazing fried chicken they call karaage. It's so good, and they have a lot of really good bar food like yakitori, just kind of like a lot of barbecued and skewered meats and things like that. And you can kind of find them all over in places like this.